Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Afternoon FM. Today, I am joined by the little girl, big personality, the queen of motherfucking spice, Mina Mendoza.
Ew.
Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. Can I co-star on this episode with you saying my intro?
Yes, go right ahead.
Because it's so weird for me to just be talking without saying my intro. And it's so weird to talk with having the mic without doing that either.
You are actually the reason I have an intro.
Really?
Yes, I remember.
Well, can I say my intro though?
Go right ahead.
All right. So, it's your girl, Mina Mendoza, little girl, big personality, queen of spice. Ew. Wait, no. I feel like I haven't done that in a while. It's your girl, Mina Mendoza, little girl, big personality, queen of spice. No, I definitely said that. I don't know why the first time it didn't sound the bestest to me, but I don't know. I haven't done it in a month, so I feel like I'm a little rusty. Ooh. But I feel like these words are definitely embedded in the back of my head. It's like driving a car.
Yeah.
I'm going to die knowing what that still means.
Yeah. No. I for real, you're the reason I actually have the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of, because I remember.
Really?
Yes, because I just started podcasting, and I asked Mara for advice, and Mara was just like, just shut it up, bro. Let's just see what happens. And fucking, you were like, nah, I've been doing this shit for a while. And I was I was asking you for advice. We were driving around, and you were most big girl, little girl, big personality, was queen of motherfucking spice. And I was like, and you were like, I was like, what? And then it was weird. And then the first episode, I didn't have it. The second episode, I was like, and we're on. And then the third episode, I had skaters on. The third episode, shout out to Dan Martin. He hit me up and was like, yo, fucking, I heard you have a podcast. So I'm like, I have a podcast. Mm-hmm. And then the third episode, I lost that episode. Shout out to Dan. I got to re-record it. He's been killing it. Conscious Endeavor, ladies and gentlemen. And the third episode, I had these skaters. And then I was like, I didn't know what to say, to start, because it was just two 13, 14-year-olds and this one 20-year-old fucking pro skater kid.
And they all hang out?
They all hang out, but they're all little Patterson, the crazy ass Patterson skaters. They actually do a lot of the, I'm not gonna say it on the podcast, but yeah, but they fucking they all hang out together. And then I remember I started and I was like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Afternoon FM. I don't know what, but I wasn't that. It was like another.
It honestly just always comes naturally, because was mine scripted? No, I literally went on live and I just said it, and everybody always asks me, did you just write that? I'm like, no, I just went on air and I said it, and it sounded right, so I just figured keep saying it before my episode. And I feel like it's almost a reawakening, how people have a cup of coffee before your show starts. To me, if I don't have that type of intro, I feel like Mina Mendoza does not wake up. Oh, I'm the exact same way. I don't feel like the show has actually begun until I say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Afternoon FM. And it's weird right now. It's actually why, shout out to all the people that have episodes waiting. I don't know when this is going to be, but shout out to all the people, because they updated the software that I run this thing through Instagram. And it's cutting it 10 seconds into the video. Okay.
So I'm like, okay, normally I'm like, oh, it's an hour-long video. 10 seconds means nothing. It cuts my fucking intro, and I'm like, I'm not doing it if I can't say the intro. Yeah? I was like, I care the most about the intro than anything. I don't know. Well, I care about the guests, but yeah.
Okay.
All right, so intros aside, we're going to go a little bit into Mina's life.
Let's go.
All right.
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
All right. So tell me a little bit about, tell me a little bit about growing up. What was your household like? Where are you from?
My household?
Yeah.
Damn, that's so deep. he went straight for the jugular.
Oof.
He just like went so serious right now, like so serious.
Any trauma?
No, well, we're not gonna talk about trauma, but we're gonna keep things light. So I feel like you kind of just went in and was like, okay, what was my childhood, my upbringing?
Yeah,
what?
tell me about like growing up. Like,
where
are you from? Let's go.
Well, I'm definitely from Patterson, born and raised. I was born in Hackensack, like New Jersey, but like I feel like I was there and then I went back to Patterson. So I was like born in the hospital, but then I was like went back to Patterson, Sassafras Street. That's where I'm from, 53 Sassafras Street. That was my old address. And like honestly, my upbringing was pretty fucking dope. Like when I think about my upbringing, it was like wild crazy because like I feel like my parents got divorced super early, but I feel like it never hit me like that because I feel like when I was young I was like, you guys definitely argue way too much, you guys should not be together. But like I was like the smart child.
You were like the voice of reason.
Yeah, a little bit. And like I don't know,
you're like, Dad, it's because you're not working.
No. Honestly, I didn't know what their real problems were, but I knew that they just didn't get along. So I feel like, I don't know, I grew up in Patterson. I grew up with like divorced parents. Like I feel like that's the typical story of every millennial.
Yeah.
So to me it was just like, okay, you know, growing up in Patterson, I feel like as a Latina and like a minority, like I feel like, I don't know, like I was smart. I definitely was smart. That's something that people like, don't get it twisted. I talk like real, like, you know, I talk a little bit with like a little tude, but to me it's like I am really smart. And I don't know, like I feel like I always had to prove myself book wise, but I was always like a friend. Like I feel like I was always there to talk shit and laugh, but like low key I was the person that used to hide my straight A's. I used to get straight A's.
You were ashamed of your straight A's.
Not ashamed, but like
I don't want to be a nerd.
No, it's just like, I don't know, growing up in Patterson, it was like if you got really good grades, I don't know, it was like, I don't know, it was just like a different time. Like I feel like it wasn't, you know what I think it was? I think because my friends weren't getting good grades, I didn't want to rub it in their face. So I was like that type of person. So like I didn't pretend that I was getting bad grades. I was getting opportunities and they weren't. So I was just like going with it.
Like, you're going to stay here.
A little bit. A little bit, but I was always like that friend. So like to me, growing up in Patterson, I love it because I feel like I was able to grow up. Like not a lot of people could say like, oh shit, like I had to stop at the bodega before going to school. Like I hated school lunches. School lunches was trash. Government food, trash. Yeah, absolutely. Even the pizza. Even the pizza. I don't like it. No.
It's preparation for jail.
Not negative.
For some people.
Not for me. To me, it was trash. And this is
not
coming
even
from
Salisbury steak.
Ew, gross.
Like
to me, I used to always have to stop.
Shout out to Banquet Dinner.
Nah, man.
So sponsor.
Even that, like, I feel like no matter what, my mom always had a home cooked meal every day. Every day. As you know, we didn't have everything, but one thing she always did was made sure there was a home cooked meal. Did I always like it? No, but it was always a home cooked meal. But every day before going to school, I had $2. No, I used to have $3 every day. And two of those dollars, I used to get a sandwich all the way. A turkey. No, it used to be a salami and cheese all the way. It used to be like lettuce, tomato, mayo, salt, pepper, ketchup, a bag of chips, and a drink. And that was my lunch every day for school.
For the record, like maybe 10 minutes before this podcast, Mina was showing me videos of Jersey sandwiches. Like, you never had a Jersey sandwich? The fuck is wrong with you?
Yo, for real.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Yo, hold on. First of all, for everybody who don't know Jersey sandwiches is like basically bread. You don't gotta toast it. So it's just like regular bread. Nah, you don't gotta toast it. Because it's the sandwich where like the bread gets stuck on the roof of your mouth.
Yeah.
And it's just mayonnaise, tomato, lettuce, and pepper. You're welcome. Just saying. But it was so good. So I feel like my upbringing was great. Like, could I have been sad about it? Yeah. I have mad battle wounds on my legs because of it. But I feel like it made me who I was. It made me who I am, I guess.
All the lessons and shit compiled up.
And then I moved to Garfield when I was like 13 years old. And then like that shit rubbed off on me. So you're high school in
Garfield.
Yeah. But that shit was dope though, because I feel like I came into Patterson, like I came from Patterson having like that crazy like hip hop historian, like Latino background. And then when I went to like, I remember it was like, oh shit, like, first of all, I'm gonna be serious. Going to Garfield was the first time I saw white people.
Really?
Not like
it's
white
weird.
people, but white people in my school.
Word.
There wasn't no white people in my school.
Really?
Garfield was the first time I saw white people.
What part of Patterson were you at?
River Street.
Oh, word.
Yeah, there wasn't
no white people
at all. I mean, maybe they were half Puerto Rican and I didn't know, but like it was just like. But for real, I remember when I went, and then when I went to Garfield, it was like a huge. I guess like what do you call that? Like
culture shock.
Culture shock, because it was like they were white and then they were like Polish. So I was like, oh wow,
like,
this shit. You know, because you know, growing up in Patterson, I think about Italians. You know, you think about that, or like American white. You don't think about Polish white. That shit, honestly, going to Garfield got me cultured. Cause then I started listening to rock music, and then I turned into like this Latina Harajuku hip hop, curse giving, still getting straight A's. And yeah, a whole mix in one.
Harajuku, was this inspired by Gwen Stefani, or was this
I don't think,
this like
the thing is that like I love Gwen Stefani, no doubt. I don't like Gwen Stefani when she went solo.
Oh, okay.
Return to Saturn, like that album was fire. It was cool, but I felt like, damn, for real. Like, No Doubt.
You're just gonna leave everybody?
No, to me it's just like No Doubt was so cool.
Just
like,
a girl in the world.
Man. Like, yo, I'm just a girl. Like, she was in the concert doing push-ups, and like to me, when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, she's so fucking cool. And even like all her other songs, like, I don't know. To me, like Return to Saturn, like it was always like I'm just a girl, but then it was like Don't Speak, and then even when she was transitioning to like Simple Kind of Life, like I don't know, she started changing, and I feel like No Doubt, like that Gwen Stefani I fell in love with. But when she went to Harajuku, I don't know, it was cool, but then after that I didn't like it.
Can you explain what Harajuku is?
Well, to me, I feel like I look like a Harajuku, because like when if you
look
up,
people just call me a Jew.
No, Harajuku is a tan skin Japanese girl. So that's what they call them.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I believe so. Don't quote me on that.
Peruvian and Colombian.
Well, I'm Peruvian and Colombian, but like at that time, like if I show you a picture from like when I was like 18, I had like blonde, long hair. I had blonde hair up to my ass with like black streaks, pink streaks, sometimes purple streaks. I looked like a straight up Asian chick. You know who used to tell me I look like?
Kasumi from Dead or Alive.
Tequila.
Tequila.
Yeah.
Shout out to MySpace.
Yo, you know what happened to Tequila though?
The Illuminati.
Some wild shit.
Really? What
yeah,
happened?
no, that like
Illuminati.
She came out on YouTube and was like, kind of
after me.
No, she blew up about some conspiracy shit, and then she went super conservative, and then she disappeared.
When she went super conservative, she was like, "Yeah, need Trump."
You gotta look at those videos.
What?
It's pretty weird.
Really?
I'm like, what happened to her?
All right.
Yo, Cha-Cha Slide guy died.
Cha-Cha Slide guy died?
Yeah, Casper, DJ Casper.
Oh wow! What the?
Yeah, he passed away today.
Well, he's Charlie.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Charlie Browning in heaven.
That's crazy. Yo, Cha-Cha Slide. Yo, Cha-Cha Slide. Talk about iconic. How iconic is that song? Everywhere. Everywhere though. Like before the Cha-Cha Slide, all you had was the electric. Slide. Yeah. That's it.
See, we took the electric, so we went past electricity and we went to cha-cha.
Cha-cha
as the renewable energy source.
That shit was
like we
wild.
need to stop with this electric stuff. We're draining the environment. If we convert to cha-cha,
no, first of all,
coal,
it was the electric slide. Then it was like La Macarena.
Nah. Well, this Cha-Cha Slide didn't go. Well, it was Macarena after Cha-Cha Slide?
No, Macarena was 90s.
Yeah, Macarena
and then Cha-Cha Slide came after.
Macarena is the shit. Macarena is the shit. I played the Macarena like a week. I played that shit a week ago, and I was like, this shit isn't that bad. This shit fucking rules. It's like, I'm like doing the dishes and shit. It didn't even make any fucking sense. It came on, it was great. It was like dun 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 dun.
I feel like the 90s and early 2000s was definitely an interesting time for music. Like, remember Mambo #5?
Mambo #5 was that guy was fucking.
Are you serious?
That guy was that guy started all the STDs.
What do you mean?
Because he was like, fucking.
I think we have a guest.
Do we have a guest?
Oh.
Hold on.
Transition.
Shout out to Antonio, newest prototype resident. Just kind of came back. But what were we saying?
Passing by.
Passing by. Supporting the podcast.
Support.
So what were we saying? So you're a Harajuku and you're in Garfield, New Jersey.
We were talking about Harajuku, Cha-Cha Slide, singer dies.
Tila Tequila went insane.
Tila Tequila.
And this little piggy went all the way home.
Shit is wild. I don't know, like current events type shit. I'm like, if I were to think of like current events, first of all, nah, that's definitely the one. I think for today, the Cha-Cha Slide guy takes it. Okay, let's talk about aliens.
All right, let's completely abandon the whole. Like, let's know who the person behind Mina Mendoza is. Listen, high school.
Follow me, Queen of Spice, little girl, big personality. I love entertainment. I love movies. I wanna be your girl. I want to be your person. I want to be the positive footprint in your life. I'm here for your unhindered empowerment, and I'm here to talk about it with you. I just want to like smoke some shit, drink some water, and have a conversation with you and parlay without judgment. So that's what I do. That's what the Mina Mendoza show is about.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Damn, you compressed 45 minutes of afternoon effort into like a single sentence.
I don't know. Like, I'm saying,
let's talk about aliens.
Yeah.
So you think they're here?
That's how my mind. Yeah, they are here. They're definitely here. Listen.
Most of them in Patterson.
No, I personally think that the aliens are the brain surgeons. I think the aliens are the people that really do the crazy, impossible things.
What does that mean? Like fucking.
I don't know. Like, I feel like they've always walked among us, because when I sit here and think about civilizations like Egyptian times and blah 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 times, like I think of like how they had all these crazy inventions. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you don't even have a machine like that. You're going to tell me you didn't move that shit? Like, nah, man, we got aliens. I just feel like... Okay. To me, it is so stupid naive to think that the universe is that small and that aliens don't exist and that we're the only life beings here. What
about my ego?
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in our species. I feel like aliens are here making fun of us. No, dead serious.
You think so? They're like, these motherfuckers only got Netflix.
I feel like, yeah, Netflix, social media, they follow a fucking family that just gets plastic surgery and fucking ruins people's lives. Like, yeah, that's fucking embarrassing.
A week and a half was dedicated to seeing if billionaires
Listen,
died
all we got is
submarine.
athletes. Like, that's all we have as a human race. Athletes and some smart guys. But, like, in reality...
The human race, athletes, and some smart guys. That's all you got. That's all you got. He's got some athletes, and some smart guys.
But for real, because when you think about it, as a human race,
when you think about it as a human race.
They look at who's the strongest, who could do this and who could do that.
Yeah.
So I feel like if aliens were to come here, ESPN would be super interesting for them.
They'd be like, fuck.
They'll just be like,
they're like, yo, this.
I feel like they would want to invest on the giant like athlete players. Absolutely, football players. I don't think so.
Why are the aliens investing?
I think the aliens will let go of football players.
Really? Why? Because they're just too bulky.
Yo, no
like,
offense. I love football, but like the fact that they'll find out that they have to use steroids to even get to that point. they're gonna be like, America is stupid.
Yeah.
No offense to anyone that takes that.
What, to take steroids?
Any type of
I don't know how many of my
enhancement.
listeners take steroids.
I mean, no judgment to that, but I just feel like as a race looking in,
yeah.
to me, I mean, maybe they'll look at steroids to keep maybe an alien alive in the future. Like, you know, maybe they'll find some benefit into that. But I feel like for basketball players, maybe they have endurance, but they're faster. Golf will be boring.
Why?
Because
what if they studied Tiger Woods and how he's like, yo, this guy kept cheating, bro. He cheated 19 times.
Boxing?
Possibly. Yo, I feel like the boxers are our only hope against the aliens because they get those big ass heads.
I think the only hope with aliens is going to be the NASCAR drivers.
What do you...
Because they can feel it. Because they're going to listen to me. You suited.
The only hope with the aliens is going to be...
It's going to be the NASCAR drivers because they can handle speed and doing things over and over without going crazy. And so to them, I feel like that's going to be an interest. It's like, oh, wow, like this person can handle like a lot of things at the same time. Basketball players, okay. Baseball players, no. Boxing, no. Football players, no. They're going to laugh. They're going to be like, so you play a sport that gives you concussions? Like, they're going to laugh at us.
Yeah, but like, think about like how, like in terms of like a war thing, like, you know what I mean? Like if the aliens are going, right, they have like, or maybe they have the proton rays or whatever. What do you think the aliens look like?
I definitely think the aliens definitely look like the gray species that they have. Because when I think of aliens, like, as a human, right? Our mouths are like the biggest organ in our faces because I feel like as a human being, we use it so much. So because of that, it's like enlarged. But I feel like every time they showed like these gray species, their eyes are mostly enlarged, and I feel like, and their noses and mouths are
heads,
small.
though. What about the heads?
So check this out. So I feel like because they use so much of their eyes and their heads, it's so big. But they don't need to use their mouth and nose. That's why it's so small. So I feel like your organs adapt to what you use so much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're using your hands so much throughout the years, the human body is going to create a way for you to use your hand easier. So it's like, I feel like the way aliens are built, I think they really are like that. Like, I think they have big heads and big eyes because they use that part of their body.
Word.
You get what I'm saying?
Word.
Like,
no,
their
I feel
mouth
you.
and
Like
nose.
how things in the fucking ocean, like the deep ocean, look like fucking...
Like their noses are so
blind.
little. Like they don't have little because they have gills. They don't need to breathe through their nose. So that organ is not going to exist or be very small.
And they're all blind. They pick up on sonar so they can see in the darkness.
Exactly. You adapt to your environment. So I feel like that part of the aliens, I do think is somewhat accurate. Like the big heads and the big eyes. But my thing is like there's different species of aliens. I feel like you have those type of aliens. I think there's like different types. And I feel like as a human race, it just makes me sad that like we just pollute the earth so much. And that's why I feel like it's an embarrassment. Like plastic was the easiest invention to make, but it was like the most destructive to the earth because it's not biodegradable.
I honestly have no idea how plastic is made.
Well, I don't know how it's made, but I know it's not biodegradable. Like, in order for plastic to actually break down, it takes like thousands of years. Yeah. And I know that if we don't take care of the issue in plastic in the oceans by 2050, there's going to be more plastic than fishes. So, like, to me, I'm like, oh, so that's like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just fucked up. So I feel like we're polluting the earth. It's just an embarrassment. So I just feel like aliens are laughing at us. You know, I hope that they come to save us. I hope that they come to create some type of common sense. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be some Independence Day shit, though.
Yeah, what do you think about, what did you think about the Congress thing where the guy was like, you know, like there was a huge Congress hearing where this guy was like basically saying that like, you know, there are multiple reports and like
that aliens are real.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that they're putting it out there, but I just feel like, I don't know. the earth is going so much to shit that I feel like they find ways to just keep things interesting. I'm like, what are we going to be scared about? Aliens coming to the earth like a new human being, but like we're not scared about what's happening to the earth already.
Oh shit, that's some bars right there.
No, but seriously.
No, I'm serious. That's some bars. Yeah.
Like everybody just like, all of a sudden forgot the like Ohio water spill. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Like the whole railroad spill that had that shit. Like, and I know they still have issues, just how Flint still has issues. So I'm just like, all of a sudden we completely forgot about that. So I'm just like, America really is fucked. Like, I don't even know why everybody wants to go live in LA. LA is a fucking smog cloud. Like, that air is
LA
not...
is just a badly run city at this point. LA was fine. I mean,
you lived in LA. You told me there was a lot of homeless people.
Oh, there's a lot of homeless people. There's a whole section. Skid Row is one of the scariest places I've ever seen in my life. Like bad, man. Like, it's like, I used to go down there to just like to humble myself. I would have really bad nights and shit like in LA. I've been homeless.
You slept there?
I didn't sleep in Skid Row. I remember, first of all, nobody told me. Nobody told me about Skid Row.
So what you thought that was?
So I was going, right, and I was from New Jersey, and I lived in South LA, and South LA wasn't that bad. Kind of like parts of Patterson. At Patterson, after you go through Patterson, you're just like, you could just get a hood pass. I'm like, all right, it's just, this business is normal. You know what I mean? You get one person, you fucking, you know. So, and downtown LA is nice. It's like mini Manhattan. Lived in Brooklyn before too. So I was like, all right, word. So it doesn't say Skid Row on the maps. It says the Toy District. So I was like, all right, and I'm just checking out the neighborhoods. You know what I mean? It's like maybe my second month in LA. Actually, month and a half, I think I found Skid Row by accident. So I'm going, and I'm like, all right, let me check it out. Downtown LA, oh, this is great. And then I made it right. And, yo, it was like the zombie apocalypse. Yo, that place is crazy. It was like, I went down there. I was on like a little fixie-ass bike because I didn't have a car yet. So I'm on a fixie bike, and I'm going through, and I make a right. There's this French dip place. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called like Cole's or some shit. But it's like Cole's French dip sandwiches. Once you go past this French dip sandwich place, that's been there since like 1928.
Yeah.
It's just all for like about maybe a half a mile or a mile. It's just like chaos. It's like you ever see like the Joker, and like where everybody starts rioting. That's just like every day in that spot. Like I saw at one point. I remember one time I saw a dude wipe his ass on the curb. Like I was like and it's scarred in my mind.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It was fucking Skid Row. Skid Row is bad. Funny story was the homelessness out there is a different degree of homelessness. It's like there's homeless out here, and it's like, it's a crazy guy, whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? Like you're there, you know what I mean? And New York homeless is like a different kind of homeless too. They're like, oh, help me, buddy.
Try me.
LA is fucking like, the first day I was living with my sister in Calabasas, which is like Kim Kardashian, like Malibu area.
Yeah.
My sister knows like a lot of like rich motherfuckers. So I initially moved out there. I live with my sister for like a week, 2 weeks, and I'm like, this chick's a little crazy. I gotta get my own place.
Okay.
So I get my own place, and I find a loft in South Central.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 41st and Broadway. Shout out to the HOB. So I move into this fucking loft, and I step outside, and I'm like just taking in the neighborhood. And I'm like, word. I'm like, I'm out here. Like, you know what I mean? My life is completely different right now. You know what I mean? Like, this is like a big step. I look to the left, and there's a homeless guy, and he had a shopping cart, and it was on fire, and he was just like pushing it. I was like, the fuck? I was like, yo, get the fuck back inside.
Did you say anything?
No, what am I gonna do? Stop.
You were just pushing a fire-ass
Dude,
cart?
one time I saw one of the craziest fucking car crashes like ever. Like I heard like and I step outside and this dude crashed into this thing and the fucking car is like he gets out and he's like, okay, this guy's in a full like pimp suit. And he's dressed in like a full pimp suit. And he steps out, and then I'm like, dude, are you okay? He's like, yeah. And he like goes, and I think he just starts like running. He like just left the car to burn. Yeah, yo, so it was nuts. It was weird, man. You know the strangest shit? You ever hear the song Today Was a Good Day by Ice Cube? Where he's like, no barking from the dog.
Yeah.
No smog. Mama put the breakfast.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no helicopter for looking for a murder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking, I was going around because he was from like, I think my area.
Okay.
And I'm like border like USC Expo area, like
Yeah.
the early 40s of South LA.
Yeah.
And I was like listening to the song and I was just noticing shit that I was like, oh shit. I was like, there's a fat burger right here.
Wow.
I'm like, there's no fat. I'm like, oh, this is the fat burger he's talking about. I was like,
See,
oh, this is a helicopter looking for a
Patterson.
motor. What's up?
We didn't have fat burgers.
You never have fat burger?
We had Chinese food restaurants.
There is a
That's
shitload
it.
of Chinese. What's your favorite one?
If I had to choose my favorite Chinese food restaurant in all of Patterson, it would have to be Goody. I like
Goody? Goody's
like
a hood staple.
I like Goody, and
Goody
then
1 or Goody 2?
The one by Route 20 or whatever that highway is.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's by
It's like
McDonald's.
way down like Madison area maybe. I'm close.
I think that might be the first one.
Okay, that's the first Goody.
But I like the first Goody. I don't know, like to me it's like, especially now that you're like talking about like, I don't know, like that type of people. I always remember an incident where like as a kid I feel like we all knew I don't want to call them crackheads.
There's one right outside this window. If you hear him, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if the mics are picking it up.
He's out of control.
Yeah. Oh, that's the swallow my cum guy.
But okay. All right. I guess guys and girls. So I remember there was like this one lady that she had no hair. Okay, first of all, I had a couple of them. One of them lived right next door to my house. And I swear to God, we used to call her Barbie.
Why?
I don't know.
Because
I think she was a prostitute. But
she also worked at Goody?
no.
Wait, what?
She drove this like white
crackhead,
car.
okay.
Yeah, she drove this like white car with like a top down, but it was like an old ass car. And like she had the most craziest weaves. Like that shit had like a big ass knot in the back. But she was always so nice. Every time she got out in and out her car, she always was like saying hello to us. She was never mean to us or anything like that.
Yeah.
But her house looked crazy, like right next door. And like she used to come at all different times of the night in her broken ass white car. And I remember we used to just call her Barbie. That was one. The second one, there was this other lady with no hair. And I remember one time and like we were like playing outside. It was like the summertime. She just had like a whole bunch of money on her. She was just going down the street throwing money in the street. I swear to God.
Did you pick it up?
Of course. Yeah. We were kids.
Yeah.
We picked up mad dollars. Like, yo, she was just throwing it in the air. 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 And I remember I picked up like $4. And $4 back in like 1996 was a
like
lot.
fucking
a lot.
Yeah, that was a whole
But like
pizza.
we picked up $1. Picked up mad dollars. Me and my cousin we were just like laughing, like following her. We're like, yo, just follow the lady. Follow the lady. Let's pick up the money behind her. But see, that was my childhood. And then I remember, oh my God, so many situations. I feel like because I was exposed to so much things as a child that things don't shock me. I'm just like, I'll wait for other people to react and then I'll react. And I don't know, I just seen a lot of crazy shit. Like I even remember seeing this crazy ass fat white lady that used to like ride a bike with like stringies on the side of her thing, and we all thought she ate kids. Like bad crazy because she used to like ride her bike singing like on some scary movie shit.
It's weird. There's always like these characters when you're kids. I remember like
in Passaic there was the balloon lady. It was a homeless lady called the balloon lady, and somebody popped her balloon. Yo, she chased them down for blocks. Yo, like it was crazy. Yo, shout out to balloon lady. I think she's still Passaic. She's still there.
There was a crazy homeless guy It was called the PC Whistler.
PC Whistler.
Yeah, he was in West Patterson. He would fucking he would go on a bike, and then he would go back, he'd be like Whistler, and he'd be like, he'd like, and it was just like, he'd be like,
listen,
and he only spoke in whistles.
Shout out to my people in Patterson. My people in Patterson will know about White Bucket Man. White Bucket Man used to hang out in front of the El Mundo on Main Street. I don't even think El Mundo exists on Main Street or whatever. El Mundo, that ass was like a...
I think it does.
El Mundo still there?
I think so.
I don't know. It's like a furniture store, clothing store, so everything type of store. But I remember it was like White Bucket Man. He wasn't white though, but like he had a white bucket, and he used to just sit in his bucket, and every time you walk in front of him, curse you the fuck out, mad crazy. Like it was just mad dangerous. And I used to be like with my mom and grandma, like walking down like Main Street downtown, and like I used to just see him, and that's crazy. Like that's something I remember in my childhood, and that's when I learned about homelessness. I remember as a kid, I learned how to be mad humble. I was just like, damn, I got a house. I don't know where White Bucket Man lived. Like, no, because I was like, I questioned how he survives.
Yeah.
And I remember being mad young. I was like, damn, like White Bucket Man is out here with like no shirt on, and it was like 100 degrees weather, and I'm like, where did he go? And I remember thinking that as a kid. I was just like, damn, but like every year White Bucket Man is here, like for years, like until I moved out of Patterson, I will still see White Bucket Man. And I'm like, and I keep saying White Bucket Man because it's like that's how I knew I was in summer, because White Bucket Man would be outside El Mundo,
you knew
talking his shit.
Your White Bucket Man was how you indicated.
And then and not
summer.
For nothing, but he would kind of make me feel like shit was safe out here, because I'm like, damn, if White Bucket Man made it this whole year,
if White Bucket Man made it this year, I can do it.
Yeah,
I can do
like
it too.
I'm like, because he's still out here, and I would just think about like, yo, he got no AC, no heat, he's out here homeless, acting crazy,
and yelling at people,
shit. Upset, and like, you know, and that's when I started to think about like homeless people. I remember one time I tried to give $5 to a homeless person. My mom hit me.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, "You're bugging."
She's like, yo.
Because I was almost like too giving.
Yeah.
And then she was like, no. And I was like, but they need it. I don't need this. And that's like the first, like, I don't know.
How old were you?
Oh, God. Like, serious young. Like, once I understood what homelessness and being poor meant. Because I knew I wasn't rich, but I knew seeing them in that type of condition, I was like, how do they survive? That was my thought process. How do they survive every year?
My crazy shit was
and you got to give it up to them. They're there every year, and like people might call that person a crackhead, but guess what, they're living on a lot less.
Oh yeah,
you know.
But like even the process of it, like I've been homeless before, like, and
you've been homeless.
I haven't been homeless like that.
You slept in the street.
Yeah, days I'd sleep on a beach. It was like, it's not like, it's like nothing that like it was like really my own fault. I would like, I mean, but then again, maybe it was, but it's like, I didn't like go and do crack and shit. It was like, I fucking
you just had no place to go.
I moved to LA, and I was 3,000 miles away from everybody. And there were like some days where like, like I like, all right, so you're leaving your apartment and you need to get another apartment. So you have to make sure that shit like aligns like perfectly, like if you're leaving your spot.
But LA is crazy though. I heard rent in LA is not even humane.
It's not,
I heard it's not humane. Like I saw a documentary where a doctor that makes 6 figures a year had to live in an apartment with roommates.
Yeah.
I'm like, how does that make sense though?
No, dude, it doesn't end like that. It's like fucking, the rent is insane. The rent is absolute. I was lucky for
that you got a loft as your first fucking apartment.
Well, no. Well, I had
that's
that spot.
What I heard.
I had that spot for. So check this out. So we move in. The place was it was known as a house fucking like rave scene like spot in South LA. It was called like Club X or some shit. Hold on, check this shit out.
Club X.
Yeah, it's Club X. It's good. So fucking, and then it got to this one dude who was paying $1,000 a month, and he charged me like 500. And I had like this little loft thing, but he had the whole loft, and it was just filled with shit. This guy was the worst. Shout out to Ian Vlokworth. Yes, I'm name dropping you, but he was a photographer, and he was like he was a photographer and like a fashion designer, and he had this whole thing. And I'm like, he's like, yo, I'm gonna try to move out of this place. I want to get you on the lease so you could like pay rent. So he tried to get me on the lease, and the guy upped the lease from $1,000 to like $3,800. Like a month.
In a month?
In a month.
What was his reasoning?
He was like, oh, it's a new person. It's a completely new lease. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, if you want to add this person, he's like, I don't want to. So I was weird because he never told.
Fucking $2,800.
He never told the landlord that I actually lived there. So I had to like duck out while the guy was like leaving. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird ass time. So they duck it up, right? They duck it up fucking $2,800 in a single month. Right, so the guy's like, I'm leaving. I'm not paying $3,800 for the same shit. So then I needed to find a place to stay. I was like, shit, like I like I have a month. I don't even know. I don't even know what these fucking neighborhoods are like.
That's so scary.
It was scary.
It's like imagine being homeless, not like trying to be homeless.
Bro, I found a van. So I go. I'm like, look. I did van life before. It was fucking cool. So I hit up. I was on Craigslist. And I found like this Econoline van.
Yo, all I get is like, who got the keys to my Beamer? Who am I?
What? I don't even know what the fuck that means.
It's
trying to tell you my homeless story.
Wow, Sim
Simma.
You don't know what that is?
Who the fuck is Simma?
Yo, Simma.
Simma.
Yo, I wish I could record this. Like, I need to like get this on video. Yo, everybody who's gonna hear this.
Yeah. What is this?
Yo, you are not about hip hop.
What?
Yes.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna say it one more time. Simma.
I'm Gorilla the Spitter.
Oh my god.
Yo, don't put me on blast. Don't put me on a story.
No, I did it. It's a personal
Better be.
First of all, Simma. Who got the keys to my Beamer? Who am I? How can I? Who got the keys to my truck?
Nah, I don't know.
Damn, I gotta put you on.
Damn, what is?
Yo, should we play that?
I don't know.
I feel like we gotta play it for Matt, even though he might get some copyright rights from YouTube. But
That's we're not.
We're gonna play it less than 30 seconds, so it doesn't get flagged.
Thank you.
Yo, not Mina Mendoza. No. Hold on. I can't believe.
I'm Gorilla the Spitter.
Honestly, I am like so shocked that Matt failed that test. Like, shout out to the Simma TikTok challenge. Everybody that knows it.
Who the fuck is Simma? Who the fuck is
Simma? But you know what's funny is that Matt answered it like every other like person that didn't get it. Everybody was like Simma. Like everybody like, yo, I'm done.
I don't know. What the fuck is Simma? Simma?
Okay, first of all, it's Beanie Man.
I know Beanie Man.
Yeah, that's his song.
Oh, I don't know.
Who am I?
Yeah. Shout out to me and not paying for YouTube Premium.
Yo,
like,
stop.
I'll take the ads.
Don't disrespect me. Who is that? That's your TV.
That's your ad
TV.
number 2 is like, wait 5 seconds, click the skip.
Yo, really? This is Simma. Wow, Matt, where's the culture?
I'm a Mr. Vegas fan. First of all, I'm a big Heads High. Heads High, kill them what they know.
Simma.
Heads High.
Heads high. Yo, you know what's funny?
What's up?
I grew up in Patterson knowing a fun song to that.
What's the
French fries, stick 'em up your nose, Big Mac and extra Oreos. Nah, let me stop.
They don't want to hear that shit.
Nah, that was 4th grade. We couldn't sing what he was singing.
What was he saying? Heads High. Kill him with the kill him with the kill him. I love it when they do the club mix of it. When like kill him with the kill him with the kill him with the kill him with the. Anyway.
Did you like clips?
What, clubs? When I was
Clips.
Clips?
Clips.
Wait, what do you mean clips?
Clips.
The Clips.
Yeah, the Clips.
Oh, yes, I like the Clips.
Do you remember their beat?
What? Boom, boom, boom. Wait, no, that's just Neptune's.
Nah.
No, that's Mr. Me Too. Boom.
Nah,
boom,
their beat
boom,
was like,
boom,
their beat
boom.
was like, their beat was like, nah, it was like, not terrible.
What,
yo.
grinding? Hold on.
It goes like,
yeah, on the cafeteria fucking table, yeah. Boom.
yo, you said 4 other beats.
But that's still Mr. Me Too. Mr. Me Too is the Clips. Yeah. Boom. Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Nah.
Ba-bum. I'm gonna go by the name of Pharrell and the Neptune.
You know that Pharrell always jumps on his 4th beat?
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding.
You know what it is too? You know what I realized this week is that it's an easy transition for DJs as well. And
But that's always been his thing though.
That's good. No, I know. Do you know I've worked for a dude who fucking you know the first song that Pharrell ever produced? You ever hear a Rump Shaker?
Yeah.
Fucking,
that was on a 4th beat too.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No way. All I want to do is zoom, and a boom, boom.
Yeah, before that shit jumped, it was on a 4th beat.
Well, Pharrell didn't solely produce that one. Teddy Riley produced that one.
Okay.
And Teddy Riley had 2 mentees, Pharrell and Ty Fife. And I interned in Ty Fife when I was a kid. I met this dude when I was like, I used to have free ferries for life because I was really cool with the fucking dude.
Free ferries for life?
I don't think it still
Who
applies.
Who are you? Hollywood?
I am.
Hollywood, living in LA.
Even though I don't know who Sim
as a
Simma.
first apartment.
Even though Sim Simma.
Mr.
Who got accused him of it?
That's it. I'm calling you Mr. Sim Simma from now on.
That's ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Sim Simma FM.
Sim Simma. That just kind of come in like that. Yeah, I'm done. You didn't even know what it was. You were like,
this is the
Sim
weirdest
Simma?
episode of Afternoon I've ever had. Where I'm like, when you know, where'd you go to school? Tell me about your interests. When did you get into radio? You're like, yo, fuck all that. Are the aliens among us?
I came out here like, fuck all that fucking cha-cha slide guy died.
He's like, yo, I can't believe it. The cha-cha
Yeah,
slide
I
guy
feel
died.
like that was like national news.
Was it?
To me, it was.
This is a part of me died.
Yeah, a little bit.
A part of me died today.
A little bit. I can't dance that song no more without knowing that the guy
start crying while you're
no,
Charlie
I'm
Browning?
not gonna cry. I'm not the type
There's
of person.
no crying
first
in
of all,
baseball.
That part. I'm not the type of person that cries during. Unless you're my family member, I'm not gonna cry. And even then, I'm not gonna cry over certain family members. But anyways,
that was fucking that cool.
damn, I gotta like love you like that.
Do you have any family members that you're like, finally?
That's like personal.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. No, like I could talk about that. Like once I'm over 50, and I'll be good to talk about that. But in the meantime, like I'm not gonna cry over like famous people that died. Because I look at it like I'm so grateful for them and their music and whatever they had. Like I remember I thought my cousin had problems because Aaliyah died and she lit up a candle.
I cried for Doom.
I didn't cry.
When MF Doom died, I cried.
I'm happy that I was alive for their like whatever they had going on.
Yeah.
You know? Like I don't want to say it was the best times or whatever, but like I don't know, I can't cry over someone dying. I can't.
Huh.
It's hard for me.
You never cry when somebody dies.
I can, but it's hard.
What
So
about
for a
funerals?
famous
You're just like sitting there just brawling.
No, to me it's like to me at funerals, like I just think like, damn, like I'm really not gonna talk to this person no more. That's what I'll think about, but I won't cry about it. To me, I'm just like absorbing as much as I can, like the little bit that I can, but I don't cry. I just think I laugh. I try to laugh.
Damn, yo, you're crazy.
No,
at
that's
funerals.
it. But I mean, like in a positive way. I try to laugh at the good times. Like, I remember when my friend passed away, I was like, damn, it was so sad. It was so sad. And all I kept thinking about was like, yo, I always remember when they were like little kids and like us being in this like situation, be like, yo, steal that shit. And I'm like, I always remember that. And I'm like, damn, I'm never going to hear this person say that again. But I'm grateful that I was able to be there.
Yeah.
For there. And like, I don't even know what the fuck this life is shit is. But for me, can I cry? Yes. It takes me a while to cry. But I'll be there thinking about every good time we had at that funeral. And just being like, damn, man. I got mad stories for you when I die. Like, you know, I'll sit there and catch up with them. I don't know. I try not to, like, get too sad. Because I feel like if I get sad, then I think of, like, other sad things. And I think of, like...
And then you get in the hole.
The negative side of dying.
Yeah. I don't think there's a negative connotation. I mean, there's a negative connotation for dying. Like, there's, like, rest. It's more of the act of dying for me. You know what's weird is, like, my grandmother is 98. I got to call her. I was supposed to tell you. And I feel like taking the time to call and being accountable for people is what keeps you alive. Like, you're only, like, this byproduct of the people that, like, who are not necessarily, they can be dependent on you, but the people you care about. Like, my grandmother, like, makes an effort to call me every single day. My mom doesn't call me for shit. I love you, but fucking doesn't call me. My grandmother is, like, you know, she barely can work her phone, but she calls me, like, 100 times a day. But I'm a little concerned because it's been, like, 3 days, and I haven't talked to her. So I can,
get her some flowers.
I know, I love my grandmother so much. She's my muse, yo. She's the most beautiful person. It's weird. So
why don't you interview her?
I actually have a lot of footage of. I've been taking photos and, like, I record all of her shit when I'm there.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love it. So it's so. She's great, yo. Because, you know, I realized through her why I want to tell stories. Like, I remember my grandfather would always, like, you know, he'd always make jokes and shit, and, like, he would tell stories. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my grandmother and my grandfather are great storytellers. You know what I mean? So, like, I realized, like, why I want to do the shits that I do. Like, I really love telling stories. Like, it's like, you know, because it was, like, you know, that was, like, what you anticipated as a child. It makes you feel good. You know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah, fucking, you know, but, like, my grandmother is like, you know what I mean? You can see people die at, like, 70 or, like, 55 or, like, 56. But it's, like, they just, you know what I mean? My grandmother, like, stays alive because she's, like, still accountable for, like, my father. And she's, like, accountable for, like, I know, which is weird because you think, like, oh, like, if it was just, like, oh, whatever. Like, you know, she, like, cares so much about, like, everybody. Like, she, like, cares about, like,
when's her birthday?
Recently, like, pretty sure she's a Gemini.
Gemini or a Cancer?
No, she's definitely a Gemini.
Because if it was recently, it would have been a Cancer.
It makes sense. I know, but it was, like, maybe, like, a month or two ago. But,
because,
like,
Cancers are the caringest.
Nah, she's not as like, fucking, like, yo, like my grandmother is a Gemini. My grandmother acts like a Gemini too, because she's, like, you know, she's, like, really loving and, like, you know, like, really, and, like, really creative and does a lot of shit. And then, like, the other face of the Gemini comes out, bro, and she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? She's great, yo. She told me something that no matter how long you've been dead, your ex is still always gonna talk shit about you. So, like, my grandmother hates my grandfather, but she loves him, but she hates him. But they divorced. But my grandmother would make these, like, fucking bold ass claims. Like, my grandfather apparently is the mastermind behind 9/11. Like, fucking, apparently, yeah, I know. Like, it wasn't Osama, it wasn't anybody else. It was my grandfather.
It's your grandpa.
It was my grandfather. I only saw him in a fucking armchair watching the Yankee game. That was as far as that. You know what I mean?
Yo, imagine your grandma just, like, forever blame that shit on
She does. No, she'll be like.
But off of something, like, so silly, like him not finding a parking spot.
He's connected. You sit there. Look at him like, what? So then after that, So, and then the other one, my grandfather was an usher at the fucking church that was in West Patterson, bro. My grandfather was an usher, and my grandmother like accused him of like having sex with the priest. I was like, not only is this man causing 9/11, but he's also banging a priest. like my grandfather is like, it's like the devil to my grandmother.
That your dad did something first that made your grandma think wild, and then after that, I think like a sad turn of events happened in the world, and then your grandma blamed him.
Yeah, she just straight up
like he did something, and then like he just did something in 2011, which just blamed him for all the other events.
He went drinking like one night, and
he
now
did
he's just
something in July. So starting September 11th, he starts getting blamed for everything bad.
Yeah, fucking, I don't know, man. It was
it's your fault.
But yeah, but shout out to her. She's so funny, bro. She's like, I don't know. She just has like a lot of stories, and the stories are really crisp too. Like she like knows exactly, and she repeats them a little bit. Yeah, very, very sharp. Like, and I think that's what she tells him so much, is because it's like her stand-up bit. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you know, but she's great, yo. She's fucking. I gotta call her tomorrow.
Should call her.
I can't call her right now. She'll fucking like be like. Is that my grandma? Yo, what I know is she wakes up like fucking like she's so peaceful and like, you know, calm and beautiful when she's like sleeping. And then when she wakes up like fucking Undertaker. She's like, like she's like coming back to life. It's fucking great. And she's like, it's like she's waking up in the nightmare of reality, but she's been in the nightmare of reality.
Oh my god,
bro, she's been here for a century, bro. I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, fuck, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, what am I gonna do?
That's gonna be you.
I'm gonna be like.
That's gonna be you waking up. Waking up.
That's gonna be all of us. Okay.
Anyway, you should end it.
What? Like that. No way.
You should have ended it like that. Like, I have to pee, and that's the ending of the episode. That would have been cool.
I don't know if that fucking worked. Hold on. Did it end?